Mendez, the leadoff batter for the Mustangs, and Mendez swings on strike one. Nathan Harrison, the starting pitcher for the Warriors, working quickly as his 0-1 pitch is on its way, also swung at and missed. Strike two, and Mendez is quickly behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Baseball game underway. Fort Morgan on the road this afternoon here at Frederick High School. Wind is blowing in from where we stand, right field, directly into home plate. Imagine at some point in this baseball game the wind will be an issue. The 0-2 pitch misses, but the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, dropped by the catcher, but thrown on down to first for the out. Be the first out this inning for the Mustangs, as Mendez goes down with the strikeout. Listen to us all season long. You can also follow us on B106.com as we enter everything electronically this year on the iScore application. ESPN, you can follow us on that GameCast. As the first pitch to Matt Godo is called a strike on the outside part of the plate at the knees. And the second pitch here on its way, a fastball right down Broadway, strike two.
Frederick doing a good job early, getting ahead of Morgan hitters, figuring out what the umpire wants, and he's giving it to them.
Not much known about Harrison, but the 0-2 pitch grounded sharply to short, fielded cleanly, thrown across the diamond in time, as Matt Godo's the second out here this inning for the Mustangs. That wind is going to be a little bit of an issue for us, Braden, and for the players.
Yeah, it's blowing about 15 to 20 miles an hour right out of right field, right into home plate.
Michael Fitzsimmons, the Mustang shortstop, steps in for his first at-bat here this afternoon. He swings and lines it sharply to third. The third baseman's not able to come away with it cleanly, but picks it up, throws it across barely in time. And that'll do it for the Mustangs in the first. The Mustangs go 1-2-3. As the Warriors will come up the bottom half to see if they can't start this game off right. We'll take a quick break. B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider, Fort Morgan Baseball as the Mustangs on the road this afternoon. Frederick High School. The Mustangs going 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning as David Mendez takes the mound for the Mustangs. Finishing his warm-up pitches for Frederick Pitzer in the bottom half here of the first. Mustangs defensively, Matt Godo's out in left field, Nick Garver in center, Nate Alexander's out in right field, Aaron Anderson coming across from his normal first base position, playing third this afternoon. Michael Fitzsimmons is at short. Ulysses Hernandez at second base. Cole Frisbee gets the start at first. Justin Flug behind the plate. Big left-handed hitting bat, Jaron Ballman, one of the players, head coach Josh Langford wanted to keep an eye on this afternoon, a player that they wanted to control Braden, not allow one of these three mentioned, give them the chance to beat him.
Yeah, he really didn't. That ball is hit line down the right field line.
Ballman drives the pitch down the right field line, collected by Alexander, thrown in quickly, and just as fast as we talk about Ballman, he puts the ball in the corner and is going to have a triple. Start off this bottom of the first for the Warriors is look for a minute that ball was going to be held up long enough for Alexander to cut it off, but as he ran to collect it down the line, it got by him, went all the way to the fence, and Ballman has the triple. Warriors have a runner at third, nobody out as Mendez set to deliver a fastball high and inside, ball one to Brady Dill. Brady, the second hitter here for the Warriors, as Mendez winds up, delivers his 1-0 pitch, a fastball again, high and inside, ball two. Something also Coach Josh Langford talked a little bit about is pitchers got to do a better job of not only getting ahead, but when ahead, putting batters away, as too many pitches, or too many good pitches to hit in certain counts were a little bit of an issue yesterday in the ball game.
Yeah, Mendez is struggling here early to find his rhythm.
2-1 curveballs swung on and missed, strike two, as things even up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good breaking ball by Mendez. As the count moves to 2-2. Bottom of the first inning, no outs. And the 2-2 curveball is called strike three. As Mendez does the work himself, collects the strikeout in the first out this inning. on that curveball and strikeout looking. Good pitch by Mendez. Number 3 hitter for the Warriors, Michael Braz, steps in, swings and misses at the first fastball thrown by Mendez. As Mendez's velocity has a little bit of assistance from this win this afternoon, and he's also had a good 10 days rest as well. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, misses down low, not by much. As things even up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Windy afternoon, Frederick High School, as Mustangs travel here on the road. This Frederick Ball Club will travel up I-76 on Saturday to take on this same Mustangs Ball Club at home in Fort Morgan. 1-1 pitches, misses a little bit, 2-1 as Mendez winds up. 2-1 breaking ball, a little bit high, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Bottom of the first inning, 1 out, runner at third base for the Warriors as Mendez delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 2. Fastball up at the letters, got Braz to chase. As Mendez fills up this count, set to deliver the payoff pitch. Fastball fouled off over the backstop, out of play as Braz fights to stay alive. All season long, B106.com. Listen to us, follow us, pitch by pitch. 2012 Mustang baseball season. 3-2 fastball right at the knees. Just misses, and that's going to be ball 4. Luke quickly out, gets the sign from Coach Langford, puts on the first and third play, lets his defense up the middle know what their job responsibilities are. As the cleanup hitter, Ryan Zuniga, steps in for the Warriors. Right-handed bat is Zuniga. Mendez works from the stretch, gets the sign from Flug, now checks the runners. High leg kick and delivers. Fastball low and in the dirt, ball 1.
See T.O. Charlie's for a great used car or truck today. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they will find it for you at 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan.
Mustangs have proven all year they'll throw and pick off any opportunity with the runner on base. They're going to try to find out as Mendez does the quick 31 move, a quick look at the runner at third before a check of the runner at first. Nothing doing. He gets the new sign, comes set. The right-hander again, high leg kick, pitch on its way. Down and in the dirt as well, ball 2. Mendez with that high leg kick, not committing himself, so if that runner at first does go, he can offer with the pickoff attempt at third and keep and control that runner. This fastball is in the dirt, runner going, throw up the middle is cut off by Fitzsimmons. If they concede, give that base runner over at first, Braz. Easy way in, an option to second. Count goes to 3-0. As Mendez winds up, delivers again, low and in the dirt, ball 4, and the bases are loaded here for the Warriors. Mendez not missing by much, but he's got to do a better job here in the early part of the count to get ahead.
No, and he's seen that he's thrown at enough hitters. He knows what the umpire's going to call as strikes and what he's not, and he needs to kind of work with the umpire a little bit for a little bit of give and take.
The fifth hitter here this inning is Darren McAuliffe, steps in, number 5 hitter in the lineup for the Warriors. Bases loaded, bottom of the first inning, 1 out. Breaking ball taken for a strike as Mendez gets ahead early. No balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the first inning, 1 out. Frederick High School, the Fort Morgan baseball team on the road this afternoon. Good breaking ball in the dirt, handled well by Flug, swung on and missed. Just as we talk about it, Braden Mendez jumps ahead quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch wouldn't have been called for a strike if it wasn't swung at by McAuliffe, but got McAuliffe to fish there, which was pretty good. And the 0-2 fastball swung on and missed, strike 3 at the letters. A good 0-2 fastball. Not a pitch that's going to get Mendez in trouble as he collects the second strikeout here this inning. That was the problem a little bit yesterday as pitchers would get ahead. That 0-2, 1-2 pitch was just too good of a pitch, and the good hitting ball club that was Northridge took advantage. Mendez winds up, curveball almost gets away from him, but Flug's able to come away with it and hold on to it. It's going to be ball 1. to Sean Briggs, sixth hitter here this inning for the Mustangs, as the Warriors have the bases loaded. The 1-0 pitch, Mendez winds up, delivers right at the knees, fastball, strike one. Good location, bottom part of the knees. Not going to get yourself hurt there. Mendez can settle in these kind of pitches. Good adjustment made as, again, fastball is grounded off the Frisbee. Flips on to Mendez for the out. The Warriors leave the bases loaded with one complete and in the books. No score. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider, Frederick High School, Fort Morgan Baseball on the road this afternoon, a windy afternoon at that. As the Mustangs head to the top of the second inning looking to score some runs. Cole Frisbee's due up first, followed by James Martins, and in the hole will be Aaron Anderson. Frisbee here leading off for the Mustangs, had a home run in that Windsor series. Off to a pretty quick start here this season. He's either played first or DH'd. Today for the Mustangs, he's at first base. As the throw's made by Ballman behind the plate, and Frisbee gets a quick check here with Coach Langford before he steps in. Top of the second inning. Again, Fort Morgan Baseball on the road this afternoon, Frederick High School, as Frisbee, the big left-handed swinging bat for the Mustangs, steps in. And the right-handed pitcher here, Nathan Harrison, winds up, delivers. Fastball, way outside, ball one. Frisbee's one of those hitters, Braden, that can use all parts of the field. He's hit the ball from left field foul pole to right field foul pole, something Coach Langford wants to see from more of his hitters. As the 1-0 pitch on its way in the dirt squeaks away from the catcher as the count moves to 2 balls, no strikes.
You just mentioned hitting the opposite way. Frisbee's hit multiple home runs this year into really any part of the ballpark.
2-0 offering here by Harrison. Big cut by Frisbee. He comes up empty as the count moves to 2 balls, 1 strike. With a left-handed bat with his hands coming inside the ball, with the way this wind's blowing, it could be a nightmare for the left fielder as the 2-1 offerings high and way outside, ball 3. With that spin on that baseball, that wind catches it. It'll be a long run for that left fielder. Frisbee's able to drive something in that left center gap. 3-1 pitch, wind up, Harrison, outside, ball 4. And the Mustangs have their first base runner here this afternoon.
A good at-bat by Frisbee made Harrison work a little bit more than the previous 3 hitters before him, and look to see if Coach Langford's going to be aggressive on the base paths, as we always expect him to be.
Coach Josh Langford at third runs through his series of signs as James Martins steps in. Martins batting .409. One of the pleasant surprises here this season. He lays down the first pitch bunt and offering. It's touched by the third baseman and rolls foul. But with that touch, everybody's going to be safe if that ball gets away from the third baseman there. And Josh Trenkin and the Mustangs in business with 2 base runners here. Good bunt by Martins to sacrifice, but not able to be handled by the third baseman, as it's a tough play to make as Mustangs now in business with runners at first and second. Bunt by Anderson, runs down that same third base line, but rolls foul. Trenkin down the line learned his lesson there on that last attempt and just lets that one go by.
And this is the same thing that we saw when we were at Windsor, with Morgan putting down the bunt and getting 2 good bunts by James and Aaron here, as Aaron was a suicide squeeze that the Mustangs actually scored a run on. There was an error on the play. Everybody safe, gave the Mustangs a lot of momentum.
Anderson's second attempt is good and down, but thrown on to third to try to get out Frisbee, but the third baseman's not able to hold on to it, and everybody's going to move up 90 feet. Good bunt by Anderson, a little hard, collected by the pitcher. It's what you'd like to see your pitcher do if that happens, is get the lead runner, but the throw's not handled by Trenkin over at third. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. The Mustangs now have the bases loaded. And with that, Nick Garver steps in. Garver takes strike 1. Nick Garver Garver, the Mustangs center fielder, batting 7th in the lineup here this afternoon. We usually see him closer towards the top with his speed. But he's been dropped down into the 7th hole for this afternoon's contest. He takes strike 2. Would be a little high and outside, but nonetheless, Garver's now quickly behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Garver's proven all year he's a contact hitter. He's going to put the ball in play. He's a scrappy little bat as he fouls this pitch off straight back. Stays alive. Top of the second inning, no score. Mustangs have the bases loaded with no outs here in this second inning. As Nick Garver with the 0-2 count steps back in. Right-hander Harrison for the Warriors delivers. Curveball hit hard right side to the second baseman. Thrown to the plate. Picked out of the dirt in time by Ballman as Frisbee's going to be forced out at the plate on the fielder's choice.
Platte Valley Hearing Center at 409 East Platte Avenue, getting your hearing to its very best. Ackley Building Center, your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush.
Frisbee forced out at the plate. As everybody moves up 90 feet, Mustangs still have the bases loaded here with 1 out. As Nate Alexander takes ball 1 high and inside. Garver there falling behind 0-2. Didn't have much of a choice. He had to offer at that breaking ball and just wasn't able to squeak it through the infield that was playing on the grass. Alexander's 1-0 pitch is fouled straight back as things even up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mustangs need to capitalize on this bases loaded situation. Only 1 out. You look for a line drive or a base hit through one of the gaps.
Wind up pitch by Harrison, taken low and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Nate Alexander, the Mustangs right fielder. Something the Mustangs didn't do much of yesterday was put the ball on the ground as Nate flies out here to left field. And with this wind, any outfielder is able to catch the fly ball. We've got to do a better job of driving the gap. As the Mustangs don't want to squander scoring opportunities, as now we have 2 outs in this second inning. Fastball got a little inside on Alexander. Wasn't able to get much of the barrel on the ball. And Braden, really, we haven't had much of the discussion this year, but these high school kids using new bats this year, they're not used to this. They're still probably making some of the adjustments.
Yeah, they are the BB Core bats. Talking with one of the coaches, they're the same equivalent to a wood bat. So you will see a mix of wood bats and metal bats.
Again, pitch swung on here by Ulysses Hernandez. Skied out to left center field and collected by the left fielder, and the Mustangs are going to leave the bases loaded as the Warriors eliminate the threat with 1.5 complete. No score. Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller and Schneider back, Frederick High School, where Fort Morgan's on the road this afternoon with 1.5 in the books as we head to the top or bottom of the second inning. No score. Mustangs squandering a good scoring opportunity. They're loaded, nobody out, not able to collect the run. As we begin the bottom of the second with the number 7 hitter in the lineup for the Warriors, Nathan Harrison, the pitcher, as he steps in. Minus pitch swung on and missed. Harrison well behind that fastball of Mendez. Mendez, for his size, you wouldn't think he throws as hard as he does, but he's got velocity. And with the rest of a spring break, his arm's live here this afternoon as the 0-1 pitch is taken on the outside part of the plate at the knee, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Nathan Harrison. As the 0-2 pitch breaking ball fouled straight back as Harrison fights to stay alive.
Buildings by Design. The most important thing to buying a new building or starting a new design builds project is picking the right company to build it. Call Pat Walker, Travis Fever, Jared Samples for your free bid, 970-842-5837. Buildingsbydesign.com.
The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. As Mendez has proven all year, he can strike people out. He collects his 3rd strikeout here this afternoon. As the hitter Cody Baker steps in for the Warriors. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Mendez's curveball swung on and missed, strike 1. As Mendez now really settled in. A couple pitches that got away from him in that first inning, but he's really settled down here as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2, and Mendez is again quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes.
That's something we talked about, Josh. Pitchers getting ahead and staying ahead. Mendez throws a nice fastball over the outside part of the plate, and he will sit down.
Second strikeout here this inning for Mendez. He's working quickly and making easy work here of the Warriors in the bottom half of the second inning. Christian Martinez steps in, the ninth batter in the lineup for the Warriors, takes strike 1. Again, a breaking ball, as Mendez has decided that's his go-to pitch here in the second inning. He's able to throw for a strike, and the Warriors haven't been able to handle it. Fastball fouled off right side. And again, Mendez is ahead quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. Warriors have not been able to catch up to Mendez's fastball, and that curveball's just got too much bite. Mustangs just going to have to do a better job at the plate as Mendez takes care of it himself. 1, 2, 3. 3 strikeouts for Mendez as we head to the top of the third inning. No score. Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider back at Frederick High School, where the Fort Morgan Baseball team heads to the top of the third inning. No score in this baseball game as the Mustangs are back to the top of their lineup. Mendez due up first this inning with Matt Godo on deck, followed by Michael Fitzsimmons. As the Mustangs look to score their first run here this afternoon as they squander that opportunity in the top of the second, leaving the bases loaded. Mustangs here early, no runs on 2 hits, leaving 3 runners on base. Mendez swinging at the first pitch, grounded to short, and Mendez booking it down the line is going to beat the throw. That'll be an infield single for Mendez. As the Mustangs have their leadoff runner on, and Matt Godo comes to the plate.
Good job by Mendez. That throw was a little low and in the dirt for the first baseman. Had to dig it out, and that allowed Mendez the extra time to step on the bag and beat the throw.
Mendez is quick. Mustangs have good overall team speed as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Mendez tries to steal the base here. And as I say that, Harrison throws over to keep him close. Godo stepping in, grounded out in his first at-bat as he's set to receive his first pitch here from Harrison. Right-hander winds up, delivers. Fastball at the knees, taken a little bit low. Ball 1.
Morgan Federal Bank, your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs. From checking to savings, IRAs, 320 Winston Street. Morgan Federal Bank. There's a difference. For FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coach Langford runs through his series of signs. Godo's now into the box. Swings and drives that pitch down the left field line and fair. Mendez holds up at second. The left fielder, Christian Martinez, collects it and throws it in, and the Mustangs here in business with back-to-back singles. And now runners at first and second as Michael Fitzsimmons steps in for the Mustangs. Wouldn't be surprised here if we see a bunt from Fitzsimmons and trying to move both those runners into scoring position. As the right-hander delivers, Fitzsimmons puts the bunt down, left side, a good one, thrown on to first, and just barely in time for the out as Fitzsimmons does a great job moving the 2 base runners over. And Godo and Mendez as the Mustangs now have runners at second and third in the top of the third inning as Cole Frisbee steps in.
Central Auto Parts for all of your auto supply needs. Stop by Central Auto Parts at West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan.
Cole Frisbee steps in, set to receive his first pitch, and he drives it hard over the left fielder's head, just as we talked about in his first at-bat. Off the wall, Friends are going to score easily, and Frisbee's going to be into second with the stand-up double.
Well, Josh, we talked about it earlier. We talked a lot about it yesterday. Hitting the opposite way as Frisbee took that to the left center gap, and that ball was on a line.
Very well hit baseball was it as Frisbee jumped all over that first pitch. He's going to pick up the 2 RBIs as the Mustangs now lead 2-0 on Frisbee's stand-up double. James Martin steps in as Harrison trying to put that double behind him, working quickly, jumps ahead on Martins. No balls, 1 strike with the fastball taken by James. The right-hander comes set. His 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball hit by Martins in the air right side, but that wind's going to hold it up for the second baseman, Brady Dill, as he settles in, and Mustangs have their first out here this inning. That fastball just got a little bit inside on Martin's hands, and he wasn't able to fight it off. Second baseman Dill comes away with it for the first out here this inning. Cole Frisbee, 2 RBI double, is out at second base as Aaron Anderson fouls off the first pitch. Straight back. As the wind's a little bit on and off here, but we talked about it in Frisbee's first at-bat, Braden. If he's able to keep his hands inside that baseball, that's going to be a nightmare for that left fielder, and he did just that here in his second at-bat as that ball went all the way to the wall. The Mustangs off to now a 2-0 lead in this Tri-Valley League contest on the road this afternoon here at Frederick High School. 1-1 pitch here to Anderson on its way. A breaking ball hit off the end of the bat. Looked like a cue ball. As it spins its way down the line and is collected in foul territory by Harrison before it can kick back fair. That ball right off the end of the bat, right off that cup. As that ball spun its way down the third base line. Anderson now behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He gets a quick set of signs from Josh Langford down the third base line. The Mustangs head baseball coach. Nathan Harrison, the right-handed pitcher, delivers the 1-2 pitch. A breaking ball down and inside, ball 2.
Good job by Anderson to take that pitch. Wanted to swing at it, held it back.
He had a good pitch by Harrison with the count 1-2. You want to get the hitter to chase, and that was a good pitch attempted on, but a better job by Anderson to take as Anderson takes the 2-2 offering, high and outside, ball 3. 3-2 count to Anderson. Pitch on its way. Swung on, belted center field, but right at the center fielder. Michael Bras, nothing you can do about that, Anderson. It's a good piece of hitting. You don't change your swing when you line out to the center fielder, and Mustangs would have liked to have seen that go either left or right of center fielder Bras, but nonetheless, Cole Frisbee, 2 RBI double. As 2.5 are complete, we'll head to the bottom of the third inning. Mustangs lead 2-0. Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider, bringing you Fort Morgan Baseball action here this afternoon on a windy Thursday in Frederick. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning. Mustangs lead 2-0 as David Mendez gets the sign from Fluke and delivers the first pitch fastball to Jaron Ballman, Ballman, the leadoff hitter, catcher for the Warriors. As Mendez jumps ahead, no balls, 1 strike. 0-1 pitch, a fastball right on the inside part of the plate, strike 2.
And if any of you listening remember us from Windsor with DJ Knott, this is a kid that Coach Langford put right behind DJ, and Mustangs are going to look to work him all over the plate, make him forced to get a base hit.
The 0-2 pitch is fouled back. Mendez got lucky. That was a hanging breaking ball that Ballman was all over. I'd like to see a better pitch from Mendez in that 0-2 situation. Nonetheless, the count stays no balls, 2 strikes as the right-hander Mendez winds up, delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. That's 4 consecutive strikeouts here for Mendez as he struck out the side in the second. The Mustangs throw the baseball around the infield. Mendez taking control and really has settled into these last couple innings. First pitch swinging is the number 2 hitter for the Warriors, Brady Dill, as he fouls that pitch off right side and out of play. Mendez again ahead quickly. No balls, 1 strike. Mendez now 38 pitches, 27 for strikes. It's a pretty solid ratio and one you'd like to see as a coach. As the 0-1 pitch gets away from Mendez and goes to the backstop, things even up. 1 ball, 1 strike on the second baseman for the Warriors, Brady Dill. 1-1 pitch by Mendez. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 2. It's a good breaking ball by Mendez. Not a 12-6, more of 11-5 breaking ball. He even throws kind of what looks to be a slider every now and then as well as his fastball is fought off right side by Dill as he tries to stay alive.
Premier Farm Credit, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
Brady Dill, the hitter for the Warriors. David Mendez in his third inning of work for the Mustangs. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ball got away from Flug, but he held on to it long enough that he didn't have to throw the baseball down to first. As the Mustangs here in the bottom of the third inning have 2 outs and lead this Frederick Warriors ball club 2-0. And Michael Braz, the 3-hole hitter, steps in and takes the fastball at the knees, outside part of the plate, strike 1. Mendez working efficiently and effectively. And I can't remember how outside the first inning. He's gotten ahead of every hitter as the pitch is fisted up the middle by Braz. Put in play. Fitzsimmons working from right to left. Thought he had the baseball in his glove, but didn't realize it as it squirts through his legs and out to center field. Unfortunate for the Mustangs. That would have probably been the third out of the inning, but Fitzsimmons just a little bit ahead of himself. Tried to field the baseball without actually collecting it first. First pitch in the dirt, not handled by Flug to Ryan Zuniga. As it's going to be a ball, and the count moves to 1-0. And with that ball squirting away from Flug, it's just far enough that Braz is able to advance to second. As the Warriors now have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 pitch, fought off, fouled right side, off the face of the Mustangs dugout. As Mendez evens things up, 1 ball, 1 strike. A windy afternoon here in Frederick, as the Mustangs on the road. You'll see this same Frederick Ball Club on Saturday at home in Fort Morgan, American Legion Ballpark, Eddie Underwood Field. Mendez's 1-1 pitch, again in the dirt. Flug collects it, but Michael Braz very aware out at second base. He's going to move up 90 feet, anticipating that ball in the dirt.
Not only is it aware, he's fast.
It's very fast.
You don't see that. That ball's not even getting 3 or 4 feet away from Flug, and he's just getting a jump, and he's gone.
We saw him on the basketball court this winter, Braden. As 2-1 pitch misses high. That should be 3-1 if my count is correct. 3 balls, 1 strike on the cleanup hitter, Ryan Zuniga, with 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Fastball gets away again from Flug. I'm not sure if it's his glove, Braden, or what it is particularly, but he had this happen to him at Northridge on the road. Saw it a couple times yesterday afternoon, and again here today. It's not that he's not getting his glove on the baseball. The ball just won't stay in his glove.
Yeah, it's just an interesting scenario for Flug. I don't know if you talk to him tomorrow at school or Monday at school. We don't have school tomorrow, but see what it is. It could be just a different spin from the different pitchers, the way they throw the different pitches. So see what happens. Throw
over quickly by Mendez over to first, keeping that runner close. Nothing doing as Frisbee lays down the tag. Mustangs lead 2-0, bottom of the third inning. As Darren McCullough steps in, who struck out in his first at-bat. The fastball misses wildly. As Mendez, who may have jinxed him, was very much in control. And let these last 2 at-bats get away from him as he falls behind here. 1 ball, no strikes to McCullough. 1-0 pitch by Mendez. Fastball grounded left side, fielded cleanly by Anderson. Thrown across the diamond in time, and that'll do it. As the Mustangs get out of that inning, leaving those runners on base. Frederick leaves 2 runners on with 3 complete in the books. Mustangs lead 2-0. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider back here at Frederick High School, where Fort Morgan leads 2-0. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, the Mustangs will send Nick Garver to the plate, Nate Alexander, and due up third, Ulysses Hernandez. Bottom 3 hitters in the lineup for the Mustangs, 7, 8, 9. And then it'll be back to the top of the lineup for Fort Morgan. Nick Garver steps in. He had a fielder's choice and reached in that second inning. His bases were loaded. He hit the ground ball to second, and second baseman Dill decided to throw on to home and forced out Frisbee. That was the inning. The Mustangs left the bases loaded. First pitch is taken for a ball. The second is an attempt to bunt. A little bit of a drag bunt there down the third base line, but it just hits that lip of the grass, Braden, and goes foul. As things even up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Talked about in the pregame when we were walking around the field, there's big lips out here. And you see there what that does when that baseball hits it going down the line, it really affects it staying fair or foul. 1 strike to count on Garver. The right-hander Harrison delivers. Curveball outside, ball 2. Garver thought about swinging at it and thought otherwise as he lets that pitch go. And 2-1 pitch by Harrison is hit sharply down the left field line and fair by Garver. He's out of the box quickly and on his way to second. Throws on its way, not in time as Garver slides in safely. Garver thought about it for a minute and maybe holding up, but he was heading for 2 out of the box as Mustangs in business here in this 4th inning as Garver leads things off with the double.
Garver didn't even look at the first base coach. He knew he had second in his mind, and that's where he ended up.
Left fielder got to that baseball quickly and had the chance to put a throw on, but that throw into the wind on the day like today is hard to do as Garver's in at second. Nate Alexander steps in and takes strike 1 down the middle as he falls behind, no balls, 1 strike. Garver out at second, has speed. Don't anticipate him stealing the base here, but on a single by Alexander, he can score easily. Quick pick-off attempt, nothing doing. As that shortstop was jockeying there with Garver, and then the second baseman, Dilk, tries to come in back door. But Garver, well aware of what was going on, gets back easily. And the 0-1 pitch on its way. Alexander now squares to bunt. Can't get it down as it goes foul. And Alexander's going to fall behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Now, in this situation, I'm runner at second. You'd like to get that runner in scoring position 90 feet away. Alexander has to get the bunt down. Coach Langford talking to him now as things move to no balls and 2 strikes. Alexander steps back in. Garver with his lead out off second base. Nothing really doing out that way as Harrison delivers. The 0-2 pitch hit our way and out of play as Nate Alexander fights to stay alive. Top of the 4th inning, Fort Morgan on the road, Frederick High School. The Mustangs lead the Warriors 2-0. Nick Garver with the leadoff double out at second base. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt, taken by Alexander as the count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ulysses Hernandez on deck for the Mustangs. David Mendez, the leadoff hitter, is in the hole. Nathan Harrison gets his sign from Jaron Ballman, the catcher. The 1-2 pitch, fastball, hit through the 5-6 hole. It's going to be a single for Alexander. Garver's going to move up 90 feet, and Coach Langford throws on the brakes. And the Mustangs have base runners now at first and third.
Good job by Alexander to take that count deep and then make it work for him as he gets a base hit.
And with the speed of Garver, the shortstop was playing more up the middle, keeping Garver close. That really opened up the 5-6 hole for Alexander, and he took advantage of it. Mustangs with runners at first and third as Ulysses Hernandez steps in. The right-hander takes ball 1 on the outside part of the plate.
Colorado Plains Medical Center, transforming lives each day. Colorado Plains Medical Center is where people choose to go for health care.
Windy afternoon here at Frederick High School as Ulysses Hernandez swings and misses at that 1-0 offering. Things even up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ulysses flew out in his first at-bat. Got that baseball in off his hands, and the left fielder was able to come up with it. Wind holding a lot of these balls up in the air this afternoon as Ulysses takes the 1-1 breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, ball 2. Josh Langford, the head Mustangs baseball coach, runs through a series of signs. He's got speed on both corners in Garver and Alexander. Alexander running. Swung on quickly by Ulysses. Garver's going to get caught up in a pickle as he's trying to stay in it long enough for the base runners to advance. Base runners are going to get to second and third. Garver's going to be out at the plate, but did a good job on the base pass to stay in that rundown long enough so his team's able to get back and have now 2 runners in scoring position. It was a weakly hit ground ball fielded cleanly by the third baseman, and Garver in an attempt to get back ran into the third baseman and then stayed in the pickle long enough so Alexander was able to go first to third, and Ulysses did a good job to follow as the Mustangs now have runners at second and third. And David Mendez, the leadoff hitter, is due up.
Northern Colorado Title. For all of your title needs, visit Tim Weimer at Northern Colorado Title at 205 West Kiowa in Fort Morgan. So BGT Quest, stop by 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan. Letter jackets, T-shirts, banners, and more. They're also your local experts in customizing your team's sports apparel.
A little bit of a pickle there. Not sure why, but Frederick Warriors coach has come out, and they're going to make a pitching change. So with this pitching change, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball on B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider back here, Frederick High School, where we have a pitching change in the top of the fourth inning. Mustangs with runners at second and third in Ulysses Hernandez and Nate Alexander. Garver got caught in that rundown. Did a great job to stay in it long enough so his teammates could advance. As the Mustangs regroup second and third, Garver, great attempt in trying to score there at the plate as the catcher Ballman just able to get the tag on him in time. And the Frederick Warriors pitching coach comes out, makes a change, and simple as it is, Braden, just a flip-flop of pitcher and catcher as Nathan Harrison now working behind the plate, and Jaron Ballman is out on the mound finishing his warm-up pitches. Ballman, one of those guys that, again, Coach Langford talked about with us in the pregame, a hitter that they were going to have to be careful with, and an arm that is a good arm at that, but one he didn't necessarily anticipate seeing here this afternoon. But top of the fourth, pitching change, here we go.
Yeah, Mustangs are going to have to choke up on the bats, get a little bit quicker as Ballman brings a little more velocity to the table than Harrison did. So we'll see how Mendez reacts. He'll be the first one to see Harrison. Now he'll be the first one to see Ballman.
Ballman now on the mound for the Warriors, making a quick switch as the pitcher Harrison works behind the plate. The Mustangs with base runners on third and second, and Alexander and Hernandez. Top of the fourth, Mustangs lead 2-0 with one out here in this fourth inning. The first pitch by Ballman misses high, ball one. Haven't seen with the bullpens Braden down the third baseline. Never saw Ballman warm up, but nonetheless, he's in the baseball game. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Mendez. A good cut as things even up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach Langford runs through a series of signs here with Mendez. Good speed for the Mustangs on the base paths. The infield for the Warriors playing at half depth, not all the way in on the grass, but close enough that there can make that attempt at the runner at third here in Alexander if he decides to run. 1-1 pitch is fouled off here by Mendez as Ballman gets the sign from Harrison, and the 1-2 pitch on the way. Curveball is jammed off Mendez's hands. A weak little fly ball that's caught and collected by the shortstop, and that's going to be the second out in this inning for the Mustangs. Little fastball that ran in on Mendez's hands. He's not able to fight that pitch off as Mendez will be the second out this inning for the Mustangs.
Give Ballman credit. That's a good pitch to throw as there's really nothing the hitter can do with that pitch.
No, it was. It was a great 1-2 pitch, great fastball on the inside part of the plate. As this pitch gets away, first pitch to Goto, runner's moving, and Alexander's going to slide across home plate easily. And that's the third run to the scoreboard for the Mustangs. Hernandez moves up 90 feet to third as Matt Goto has to count 1 ball, no strikes. That wild pitch by Ballman went all the way to the backstop in the air as the base runners for the Mustangs move up 90 feet.
Whether it's health, life, or dental insurance or medical supplements, see Sharon Kaufman at Insurance Connections today.
3-0 is our score. As Goto rounds to shortstop, and that'll do it here for the Mustangs in the fourth. The Mustangs score another. They lead the Warriors 3-0. You're listening to B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider, Frederick High School, where the Fort Morgan baseball team on the road this afternoon. Mustangs lead the Warriors 3-0 and head to the bottom of the fourth inning. And David Mendez gets set for his fourth inning of work. Mendez has been very much in control in his first 3 innings. Mendez already has 7 strikeouts. He does have 3 walks, but most of those walks coming in that first inning where the Warriors left the bases loaded. Sean Briggs steps in for the Warriors, the 6th hitter in the lineup for Frederick, as he takes ball 1 just a little bit down in that team. Briggs in his first at-bat grounded out. Right side, collected by Frisbee, who flipped it on to Mendez as the 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. And things even up, 1 ball, 1 strike on the 6th hitter for Frederick, Sean Briggs. Mendez aside from the first inning, and then an at-bat that got away from him there in this third, he's been very much in control throughout.
And it looks here as the pitch that he just threw missed. Strike zone's changed a little bit since that last inning that he was up there.
Not a very big hitter as the 2-1 pitch, curveball's grounded to short. Fitzsimmons is off the end of his gloves, not able to come away with it cleanly. We saw Fitzsimmons try to throw the baseball an inning or 2 ago and forgot to grab it. This one comes off the fingers of his glove as that's going to be an error on Fitzsimmons. And the Warriors are going to have a base runner as Briggs is on board. Not typical of Fitzsimmons. Haven't seen him make too many mistakes this year. I mean, he did drop the fly ball yesterday in the Northridge game. You can blame a little bit of that on the pitching mound. And the first pitch is squared and put down and bunted. Mendez collected and tags the base runner headed down the line. It's going to be a sacrifice bunt as Briggs moves up 90 feet. Mendez gets the put out in the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's hometown savings loan in Fort Morgan and Brush.
3-0 is our score, bottom of the 4th inning, as Cody Baker, the 8th hitter in the lineup for Frederick, steps in. Mendez sets, checks the runner at second, now delivers a curveball, a little outside, ball 1. Baker in his first at-bat struck out looking. As now Fitzsimmons to pick off play on, and in time, the Mustangs, as they've done all year, catch a base runner sleeping, and Mendez to Fitzsimmons picks Briggs off at second base, and the Mustangs now in business with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Gives Mendez a little more confidence, now just has to worry about the hitter, nothing on the base pass.
Something Josh Langford and the Mustangs do very well, and they've spent a lot of time practicing it, and they execute it very well, as that's not the first time this year we've seen the Mustangs pick off base runners. In an earlier interview I did with Coach Langford this season, he explained to me any opportunity there's a runner on base is an opportunity to get an out. And they rely on that pickoff play that's been very successful this year. A 1-1 pitch, a curveball is a little bit high, ball 2 to Baker. Bottom of the 4th inning, Mustangs lead 3-0. Mustangs have 2 outs here. Mendez's 2-1 pitch on its way from the right-hander, a fastball high and outside, ball 3. Like to see Mendez get back in the groove here and come right after Baker. 2 outs, the Mustangs don't need to put another runner on base. Mendez the wind-up, the right-hander's 3-1 pitch, a breaking ball right down the middle, taken, strike 2.
There's a breaking ball again. These Mustang pitchers do a good job of starting that breaking ball on your hip, and it drops straight in for a strike. As that Frederick hitter thought that ball was going to hit him.
3-2, 2 outs. The payoff pitch fouled back to the screen as Baker stays alive. I'm not going to lie, Braden, the coach played. Not a fan of a 3-1 breaking ball, but the Mustangs throw a lot of them, but proven lately that they can throw them for a strike. So nonetheless, Mendez's 3-2 payoff pitch. Breaking ball gets away from him, and that's going to be ball 4. Base runner on base is Baker, and that'll bring up Christian Martinez is what I show, but it looks like we've got a pinch hitter. Number 33 stepping into the plate. We've got a pinch runner down at first base as well, which is going to be number 2, show either of these people on my roster, which I apologize for. But nonetheless, Mendez delivers. Fastball in the dirt, ball one. And a back throw by Flug almost gets the runner at first sleeping, but just back in time. Pickoff throw over by Mendez, nothing doing. As the Mustangs, as always, look to keep their opponents on their toes as Mendez set to deliver the 1-0 pitch. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Strike one. This baseball game's an hour old. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2 outs. Mustangs lead 3-0. As Mendez gets the sign, instead of throw over, nothing doing as the runner is back easily. Nonetheless, Mendez doing his job to keep the base runners close. Mendez sets to check over his shoulder of the runner at first. The 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball. Check swing by the hitter. And he's just able to hold up after the check of Flug. 2-1 the count. Mendez gets the sign here from the Mustangs catcher, Justin Flug. Right-hander's 2-1 pitch in the dirt, taken for a ball. Now 3 balls, 1 strike on the Warriors hitter. Warriors with the runner down the line at first base. Had a couple opportunities in this baseball game to score runs, but the Mustangs have eliminated the threat and kept this game, kept the Warriors, for that matter, scoreless. 3-1 breaking ball misses. That's going to be ball 4. As the Mustangs now have base runners, the Warriors now have base runners, first and second. Frederick Warriors with base runners at first and second, and the one hitter you're not really wanting to see in this situation, Jaron Ballman. Ballman with a triple in his first at-bat, struck out in his second. With 2 outs, one of the best bats here in this lineup for the Warriors as Mendez set to deliver. The breaking ball swung on and missed. Big, huge swing by Ballman as he comes up empty. Left-handed swinging bat. Alexander giving him respect down the line in right field. As Alexander got beat in that first inning on the triple. Leadoff triple by Ballman. Ballman wants to step out, quickly calls time. The umpire awards it to him. As everybody regroups here. No balls, 1 strike to count on the leadoff hitter, Ballman. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth inning. Mustangs lead 3-0. The 0-1 pitch swung on and skied. But the wind's going to blow this out of play as Mustangs, Flug, Mendez, and Anderson all give chase as David jumps ahead on Ballman. No balls, 2 strikes.
Here's that pitcher's count we talked about where you expect Mendez to burn a pitch here, look to get him chasing up in the zone or something off the plate. Nothing dangerous.
Want to waste the pitch and try to get the hitter and Ballman to chase. The 0-2 delivering a breaking ball, strike 3. A good breaking ball, backdoor on Ballman. He gets caught looking, and Mendez gets out of the jam and leaves 2 runners on. 4 completed in the books. Mustangs 3, Warriors nothing. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider back here at Frederick High School as the Mustangs on the road this afternoon. Lead the Frederick Warriors 3-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Michael Fitzsimmons due to lead things off, followed by Cole Frisbee. And due third up this inning, James Martins. Mustangs lead this Frederick Warriors team 3-0. The Mustangs have had some additional scoring opportunities that they haven't been able to capitalize on, but nonetheless, they lead 3-0. As Fitzsimmons looks down the line for a quick check. Mustang baseball coach Josh Langford before he steps into the box. Warriors making a pitching change last inning, moving Jaron Ballman from behind the plate to the mound and moving their pitcher behind the plate, a quick flip-flop. As Ballman sets to deliver, the fastball high and inside, ball 1. Frisbee on deck, had that big double that blew this game open in the believe it was the third inning. As 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Fitzsimmons. Good cut by Fitzsimmons. That pitch a little bit out of the strike zone. Nonetheless, things even up. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Mustang shortstop. Right-handers, Ballman's 1-1 offering. Misses down and outside. Ball 2. Mustangs have activity in their bullpen. Mendez has completed 4 innings of work. As the 2-1 pitch gets away from the catcher, and that'll be ball 3. Frisbee back to collect that loose ball. As looks to be Ulysses Hernandez and Matt Godo warm up down the right field line in the Mustangs bullpen. Ballman, the 3-1 pitch, high and outside, ball 4, as Fitzsimmons leads things off for the Mustangs with the walk. And Cole Frisbee steps in. Cole had a big double in that second at-bat of his in the third inning, clearing the bases, putting the first 2 runs on the board for the Mustangs. He had a walk in his first at-bat, 1 for 1 here this afternoon with 2 RBIs is Frisbee. As Ballman, a quick check of the runner, Fitzsimmons at first. Fastball is taken high and outside by Frisbee, ball 1. Frisbee's showing all year. He's a pretty selective hitter. He's not going to offer at something that doesn't get his attention. We've had a couple timeouts here. Unsure as to why, but figured it out on this last one as these bullpens here at Frederick aren't enclosed, and the Mustangs there warming up down the right field line. A couple balls getting away from those catchers. Throw over by Ballman to keep Fitzsimmons close. Mustangs lead 3-0. They'll see and play this same Frederick Ball Club on Saturday at home at Eddie Underwood Field. 1-0 pitch again outside, taken for a strike by Frisbee. A lot of hitters all year have worked Frisbee away. He's proven he can drive the ball that way just as well as he can in the right center gap, the left-handed swinging Frisbee. 1-1 pitch by Ballman. Fitzsimmons going. Frisbee takes the pitch for a ball, and Fitzsimmons going to slide in safely for the stolen base. As the Mustangs now again in business with runners in scoring position. With this win, it's hard for any catcher. Get that baseball through there and in time, especially with Fitzsimmons' speed. Counts 2 balls, 1 strike on Frisbee. Mustangs with Michael Fitzsimmons down at second base. Big lead off the bag. 2-1 pitch by Ballman. Swung on and just missed by Frisbee. He wants that pitch back. As things fill up and even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frisbee back in there ready to go. Ballman with the sign from Harrison. Check of the runner, Fitzsimmons, and the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off left side, out of play by Frisbee.
B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in downtown Fort Morgan is the place to shop for all of your appliance needs. B&B Appliance, a member of the Brand Source Retail Program.
2-2 the count on Mustangs. Cole Frisbee. It's grounded hard right side, collected by the first baseman. He'll take it himself, step on the bag. Fitzsimmons moves up 90 feet as Frisbee does his job in that situation to move the runner up 90 feet. Frisbee will be the first out this inning, and the Mustangs have 2 chances to pick up Fitzsimmons down the line at third. Mustangs coach talking to Fitzsimmons, telling him what he'd like to see done here in the situation that Martins puts the ball in play. Martins a big cut on his first swing, misses, and falls behind. No balls, 1 strike. James Martins today 1 for 2 as a sacrifice bunt or bunt single, and it's flown out. Martins the DH here today for the Mustangs. We've seen Martins in the outfield. We've seen him behind the plate. We've seen him on the mound. A little bit of the do-it-all player here for the Mustangs, and a pleasant surprise as he's off to a great start this 2012 season. The 0-1 pitch, Martins takes it high and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on James Martins, the Mustangs DH this afternoon. He looks down the line, gets a sign from Coach Langford. Haven't seen the Mustangs squeeze it all this year, but this is a great situation to do it, to add another run. As Martins takes the fastball outside, ball 2. Warriors in on the grass with the runner Fitzsimmons down the line at third.
CTO Charlie's for a great used car truck today. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you at 700 West Flood Avenue in Fort Morgan.
2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. It's going to be a strike 2. Catcher tries to throw down and pick off Fitzsimmons, but the ball squirts away from the third baseman, and Fitzsimmons quickly back up to his feet. He's going to score. And the Mustangs add another. As that's going to be an error on the pickoff attempt. And Fitzsimmons is going to score. Give the air to the third baseman, but nonetheless, it's 4-0 Mustangs as James Martins fouls off the 2-2 pitch to stay alive. B106.com all season long. You can listen to us and follow us pitch by pitch as we enter everything electronically with the ESPN iScore application. The 2-2 pitches misses just outside ball 3. Break ball. As Ballman tries to catch that outer part of the black. Not able to do so as things fill up. 3-2 pitch at the eye. Swung on and missed by Martins. He's shaking his head going back to the dugout, realizing that was a pitch he shouldn't have swung at. That was ball 4. But nonetheless, it's going to be the second out here this inning as the left-handed third baseman, Aaron Anderson, steps in. Anderson, his last at-bat, hit a rocket line drive that was right at the center fielder. And he takes the first pitch here from Ballman for a strike at the knees. Good fastball by Ballman, big, tall, right-handed kid. Quite frankly, a man amongst boys out there. As the 0-1 pitch, fastball down outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Down on Aaron Anderson. Seen him most of the year at first base or as a DH. Today getting the start at third. As he takes the 1-1 breaking ball for a ball on the outside part of the plate. Mustangs continue to warm up in the bullpen down the right field line. Mustangs add another in this 5th inning. As the score is now 4-0. And Anderson fouls the 2-1 pitch straight back and out of play. And the count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson 1 for 2 today. And a bunt single. And lined out here in his second at bat. The 2-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 3. Full count, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Mustangs lead the Warriors 4-0. Ballman, the sign from Harrison. The right-hander's payoff pitch. Hit sharply in the 5-6 hole. Not able to come up with it cleanly is the shortstop, McAuliffe, and Anderson's going to be on. Not sure if even that ball was fielded cleanly that they had a chance to get Anderson. Anderson quickly out of the box and down the line. It's going to be an infield single for Anderson. As the Mustangs have a base runner here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Nick Garver, Mustang center fielder, steps in. Nick 1 for 2. His last at-bat had that double. Down the left field line, he takes the first pitch here, a breaking ball for a strike on the outside part of the plate. As that wind's really picking up here, Brayton. Windy afternoon here in Frederick. The 0-1 pitch, again a breaking ball on the corner. It's called for a strike. And Garver's quickly behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Josh Langford, head baseball coach, runs through a set of signs. Down the third base line, Anderson off the bag at third is going. Garver's 0-2 pitch is popped up in foul territory. Pitcher Ballman and the first baseman Zuniga give it chase, but run out of room as it hits the ground. Garver stays alive. Anderson in motion there. Had a huge lead off at first. Expect to see a little bit probably of the same. Has to be careful to not get picked off as Ballman's now aware that Anderson will run. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Garver. Ballman sets. Check of Anderson. Anderson fakes. Again, the pitch is fouled off by Garver and out of play.
Visit Platte Valley Hearing Center at 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan is getting your hearing to its very best.
The 0-2 pitch, the third one, hits Garver in the shoulder. And with that, Garver's going to get on base. Mustangs now have runners at first and second. That 0-2 curveball just got away from Ballman. Catches Garver on the shoulder, and the Mustangs in business here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Nate Alexander steps in, the 8th hitter in the lineup for the Mustangs. Alexander 1 for 2 this afternoon with a single and a fly out. Aaron Anderson off the bag at second. Nick Garver, after hit by the pitch, is at first. First pitch swinging is Alexander. Fastball right back up the box. Anderson moving around third on his way home. He'll be in safely as the throw's cut off by the first baseman, Zuniga. RBI single for Alexander adds another to the Mustang scoreboard. As Fort Morgan now leads Frederick 5-0.
Good 2-out rally hit that Fort Morgan put together. It looked like it was going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning, and then Anderson hit a nice single between the 5 as it was bobbled by the shortstop, and then a walk. Garver was hit by a pitch. Good piece of hitting by Alexander right back up the center.
Yeah, and if you notice, Braden, now at second, Anderson throwing up his hands before that pitch like he had saw something from the catcher, relaying the sign to the hitter, Alexander, and Alexander jumped all over that first pitch. With the RBI single, line drive shot. As Ulysses Hernandez, the Mustangs' second baseman, steps in, he takes ball 1. Ballman to check up the runners, the 1-0 pitch, a fastball outside. Almost got away from Harrison. He does well to slide over there and catch the baseball as the count moves to 2 balls, no strikes. Garver, the runner, at second. Alexander at first. The 2-0 pitch to Hernandez. Swung on, hit the left center field fly ball. Left fielder going back. Right center fielder run into each other. But the left fielder is able to come away with it, and that'll be the 3rd out this inning for the Mustangs. Mustangs add another. Leave 2 on base. And with that complete, Mustangs 5, Warriors 0. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. David Mendez back for the Mustangs, entering his 5th inning of work. Josh Miller and Braden Schneider here, Fred High School. Mustang baseball team on the road this afternoon. It's been a windy afternoon, Braden, but the Mustangs have really bounced back after a tough loss yesterday against the Grizzlies as they lead 5-0 heading to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, Mustangs are playing good baseball today. They're doing a lot of things, even with the wind. Mendez has really taken a lot of it on himself. He's got 4 or 5 strikeouts up to this point in the game and really found his groove. Not really making the defense work too much.
No, the couple times they have him, Simmons did not come away with the baseball twice. The first one, he just tried to make the throw before the ball was in his glove. The second, rattled around and out and off the fingers, but nonetheless, the Mustangs playing a solid baseball game lead this Warriors ball club 5-0 as Mendez set for his 5th inning of work. Brady Dill steps in, the second hitter in the lineup for the Warriors as Mendez winds up, delivers. Fastball high and outside, ball 1. We knew the Northridge team was going to be good. We knew that, and it wasn't anything yesterday the Mustangs did to beat themselves. They just got outplayed. As this fastball gets away here from Mendez, high and inside, it's going to hit Dill. As the Warriors now have a base runner on after Dill gets hit in the shoulder.
Ackley Building Center, your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. So buildings by design, the most important thing in a new building or starting a new design build project is picking the right company to build it. Call Pat Walter, Travis Fever, or Jared Samples for your free bid. 970-842-5837. BuildingsByDesign.com.
Brady Dill's going to have a sore shoulder in the morning as he works things through and now is off the bag at first. Michael Braz steps in. And the breaking ball falls in front of Flug, thrown on to second, not in time, as Brady Dill wisely moves up 90 feet on that ball in the dirt by Mendez. Flug did a good job to block it, quick to his feet to make the throw, but just in there safely was Dill as the Warriors now have the runner at second base. like we're going to have a substitution. Base runner Dill out at second base. Check our roster and get that to you. It's going to be number 29. If I have him on my roster, I do. That's Tyler Maggs into this baseball game, running out at second base for Dill. 1-0 is the count on Michael Bruss. He takes ball 2. Again, a good fastball, just barely misses as Mendez falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes. B106.com all season long. You can listen to us and follow us pitch by pitch. We're using the ESPN iScore Gamecast application. You can follow us pitch by pitch all season long. If you haven't had the chance to check it out this year, you can also go back and replay baseball games as well. Ground ball to short, fielded cleanly by Fitzsimmons, thrown on across the Frisbee in time. That'll be the first out this inning. As the base runner Maggs moves up to third on the throw by Fitzsimmons. Bottom of the 5th inning. Mustangs lead 5-0 with 1 out. As Ryan Zuniga will be the batter here for the Warriors. Fitzsimmons did a good job there to recover from his previous mistakes. Did a good job staying down, got the baseball, and gets the out. Again, the runner moving up from second to third on the throw. Tyler Maggs, the pinch runner at third. The first pitch is a ball. Mendez now winds up to deliver his 1-0 pitch. Fastball high, taking ball 2. This Frederick Ball Club will be on the road visiting Morgan on Saturday. Mustangs will have a home game at the Underwood Field, American Legion Ballpark. Mendez's 2-0 pitch, a breaking ball taken by Zuniga for a strike. The count now moves to 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning, Mustangs lead 5-0. As Mendez delivers his 2-1 pitch, again high for a ball. As Zuniga is well ahead here with the count 3-1. Mustangs playing straight away on defense. Not really worried too much about the runner down the line at third with the 5-run lead. And the 3-1 take at the knees for a strike, and the count's now full. Mendez again now working quickly, gets the sign from Flug, his full count pitch on the way, low and in the dirt, ball 4. We had seen these Mustangs with their pitchers warming up in between innings with Godo and Hernandez. Godo's out in left field, Hernandez at second, nothing doing here for Coach Langford as Justin Flug comes out from behind the plate, puts on some signs with the runners at first and at third, letting his defense up the middle know what's going on if the runner at first decides to run in Zuniga. Darren McAuliffe steps in. Quick throw over by Mendez, keeping that runner close. McAuliffe this afternoon, 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. Pitcher's best friend's the double play. We'd like to see one here. Mendez's pitch, a breaking ball. Just misses. Didn't look like it missed by much, but nonetheless, ball 1 here to McAuliffe. Mendez sets, check on the runner, his 1-0 pitch. McAuliffe looked like he was wanting to swing at that ball. 2-0's now the count. Langford with a couple quick words with the umpire, wanted an explanation where that pitch missed. As the count moves, 2 balls, no strikes. Mendez sets, delivers, 2-0 offerings fouled off. Back off the screen as count moves, 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners again at first and third here for the Warriors. Mustangs lead in the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-0. Mendez gets a new baseball. Mustang outfield playing a little bit shallow, but straight away. Corners in on the grass as Frisbee holds on the runner at first. Mendez's 2-1 pitch, fastball called for a strike. Evens things up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Like to see Mustangs get after it here, not waste a whole lot of pitches and try to get this out on McAuliffe. Get back to the dugout, swing the sticks. 2-2 pitch is skied. left side. Fitzsimmons working his way under the baseball, and he'll come up with it after he does his best circus act. Juggles the baseball 4 times before catching it. Talked about Fluke's catching glove earlier today. I'm not sure if Fitzsimmons using a new glove this afternoon or what, but it's given him one heck of a ride. Nonetheless, Fitzsimmons comes away with the baseball and the out. Does it the hard way. As the Mustangs now have 2 outs in this 5th inning. Runners at first and third for the Warriors. Mendez gets the sign from Fluke, sets. Check of the runners, and now delivers. Curveball outside part of the plate. Gets a little bit away from him, ball 1. Sean Briggs, the batter for the Warriors, is 0 for 2 this afternoon. He did reach on an error and is also grounded out. Mendez's fastball. A little bit away from him. This is now 2-0. Looked like he reached back for a little bit more there, Braden, but that ball almost got to the back. I believe did a good job keeping it in front. 2-0 pitch by Mendez instead of throw over. Keeping the runner Zuniga close over at first base. Zuniga back easily. Frisbee doesn't even put down a tack. It's a big lead, but a big tall kid over there, he's easily able to get back. 2-0 pitch, fastball at the knees, down and low, misses ball 3. It's a big pitch here for Mendez as Mustangs need to find a way out of this inning without allowing any runs to score and leave it where it's at 5-0. 3-0 pitch right down Broadway is taken for a strike. Sean Briggs taking all the way for the Warriors as Mendez finds his way back into this at-bat. The 3-1 pitch, fastball swung on and hit the center field. Garver on his horse. Is he going to get there? He lays out. No, as the ball bounces in and over his head. Picked up cleanly by Fitzsimmons and thrown into the middle of the field to Frisbee, who cuts it off. As that ball bounced over Garver's head, the runner's going to get to second base. As the runner goes first to third, the batter runner gets to second. The Warriors pick up a run as the score is now 5-1 on that single. Mag scores a pinch runner as Mendez looks to regroup. Fastball misses high and outside, ball 1.
Morgan Federal Bank, your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs, from checking to savings to IRAs. 321 Ensign Street, Morgan Federal Bank. There's a difference. For FDIC, equal housing lender.
Runners now at second and third for the Warriors. The 1-0 pitch called for a strike on the outside part of the plate as the count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike on the catcher, Nathan Harrison. Harrison started this game for the Warriors as the pitcher. Mendez's 1-1 pitch, fastball for a strike. Good fastball outside part of the plate. As David now ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Nathan Harrison. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Mustangs lead 5-1. As Mendez winds up, delivers. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. 5 completed in the books here at Frederick. The Mustangs lead 5-1. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com. Josh Miller, Braden Schneider, Frederick High School, where the Fort Morgan baseball team on the road this afternoon leads the Warriors 5-1. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, the Mustangs will have the top of their lineup due up in David Mendez, Matt Godo, Michael Fitzsimmons. David Mendez completes his 5th inning of work. He's been very effective. Mustangs have gotten into a couple jams with some runners there as the Warriors are able to squeeze their first run across, but nonetheless, a good outing here today by David Mendez and a good outing by the entire Mustangs ball club as they've answered back after a tough loss yesterday to the Northridge Grizzlies.
Still a lot of game left here as this is only the 6th inning. Mustangs still have to keep their head on it and play good, solid, mistake-free baseball.
Yeah, a couple non-characteristic mistakes here from the Mustangs out at shortstop today. Fitzsimmons, he almost let that fly ball get away from him as he showed us his best juggling act. As Mendez steps in and takes the breaking ball in the dirt for a ball. Ballman beginning his 4th inning of work. It was an interesting pitching move made by the Frederick coach when he flipped his catcher and pitcher around in the middle of the inning when really Pitcher Harrison really wasn't in much trouble, but nonetheless, pitching change was made. Ballman's out and back for his fourth inning of work, as the count's quickly 2-0 on Mendez. The 2-0 pitch, fastball again, a wild one high, as it's now 3-0 on the Mustangs pitcher, leadoff hitter, David Mendez. Mendez 1 for 3 today. Struck out, flew out, and has a single. As Mendez takes all the way, the pitch is called for a strike. Count moves to 3-1. Ballman's 3-1 offering gets Mendez on the wrist. Looked like he may have got the bat first, not sure which.
Yeah, he called it foul. Called it a foul ball. It must have came in and got the handle before it got his wrist. Not the call I expected to see.
No, me neither. Mendez was definitely going to offer at that pitch to take a swing. Caught what the umpire says is the bat, but it looks like it got more of David Mendez's left hand or wrist than it did the metal stick. He's getting a quick talk and look over from the Warriors trainer. He says he's good. Coach Langford's decided he's good with it as well, as Mendez now steps back into the batter's box with the full count on him. 3-2 is the count on David Mendez, the Mustangs pitcher. Ballman with the sign from his catcher. The right-hander winds up, delivers. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed by Mendez, strike 3. Can't assume Mendez has a little tingle in his fingers after getting hit there on the... Can't fault him, but he went down with a fight. Nonetheless, first out this inning for the Mustangs. As Matt Godo steps in. Godo 1 for 3 this afternoon. Swings and drives the first pitch to right center field. It's going to be a single for Godo. Very aggressive was Matt there, taking that first pitch the other way. And, you know, Coach Langford has to be happy. It's exciting for us to see Braden and his Mustangs driving the baseball the other way and using the entire part of the field.
Yeah, it's great to see the Mustangs really kind of display what happened to them yesterday, which really was a hitting clinic by Northridge. The Mustangs are kind of doing that today, as they've just played solid baseball all day today.
Pitch runner comes on for Godo and Sergio Becerra. Not sure if that'll be labeled a courtesy runner or a pinch runner. Nonetheless, Becerra is on the base pass down the line at first. Fitzsimmons steps in. Throw over, a weak one at that by Ballman, letting Becerra know he sees him. Top of the sixth inning, 1 out. Fort Morgan leads Frederick 5-1 as Fitzsimmons waits for the pitch. Fastball at the knees, taken for a strike. Good take by Fitzsimmons. That fastball, not a good pitch to hit down at the lower part of the knees. Fitzsimmons 1 for 2 today. He's reached on a walk, grounded out. And that's a sacrifice bunt as he fouls the 0-1 offering over the backstop out of play. Ballman ahead here on Michael Fitzsimmons, the Mustangs shortstop. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the top of the 6th. Caro off the bag at first with a good lead. Ballman a check. The 0-2 pitch, a curveball, again fouled off into the screen. As Fitzsimmons fights to stay alive. Coach Langford down the line at third, running through a series of signs. Mustangs could use an extra run or 2 here. Something may be doing with the runner at first and Sergio Becerra. Ballman thinking the same thing, throws over to keep Becerra close.
Central Auto Parts, for all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts at West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan.
The 0-2 pitch, again fouled off as Fitzsimmons continues to make the right-hander Jaron Ballman work. It's a third foul ball over the screen here by Fitzsimmons as he fights to stay alive. The count remains 0-2 as Ballman sets, delivers. Becerra in motion. And the 0-2 pitch catches Fitzsimmons. It's going to be a hit-by-pitch. As runners move up 90 feet, Becerra out at second. Fitzsimmons down the line at first. Mustangs here in business in the 6th inning with 1 out. 2 runners on, and Cole Frisbee steps in Frisbee got this thing started for the Mustangs back in the second inning, or third inning at worst. Bases clearing, 2 RBI double by Frisbee. Gave the momentum to the Mustangs, and they haven't looked back. Ball-minute check of the runner, pitch in the dirt. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet as Frisbee takes that pitch for a ball. Catcher Harrison not able to come away with it as it goes all the way to the backstop on that wild pitch.
Premier Farm Credit, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
We'll take a quick break. Pitching coach wants to talk it over with his team. 5-1 is our score. Mustangs lead. You're listening to Fort Morgan Baseball, B106, B106.com.